user.js and user details.js. In src folder, user.js and one more file, user details.js. User and user details.js. Okay. Now, in this two file, what we are going to understand, we are going to understand a feature called props. Props, component reusability, and after that, user defined props. How can you create a component one time and you can use many times? When you are going to use same component many times, output will be a static or dynamic. If you want to make dynamic, then properties will come in picture. Okay, there we can create our own property and we can assign our own value. So first we'll go to the user.js file, user details.js file. User details.js file. Const details return the division, write a class my user, full name, full name not required, directly write name itself. For example, Ganesh. Next paragraph, page. Next paragraph, education. Next paragraph, here. Next paragraph, right. Spelling is wrong of grade. Grade spelling. Correct. Okay. Now export default details you kept. It's fine. But this user will be static. Every time it is going to give you the same data. How many times? You will call details component will give the same data again and again. We'll come to the next component. Once you write it, user details, come to the next called user.js. The details is ready. Okay, next after this, come to the user.js file, import that details from user details.js file. Const my user equal to right here return section with ID equal to user list. Component reuse. Down below, you can call those component details component. Call again details component. Three times. Call again 4 times. That component is going to recall again and again. You can come to the again app.js file and we'll import this all user.js file. Not user, component name is called my user. Come to the app.js, call inside my user.js file, import my user from import my user from user.js file and you can create a link here somewhere. Give the link call. Give the link call page 5 and the text as a props. Page 5 text as a props. Then coming down, we need to add those link in the roots again. Page 5 call my user. Link should work. Check once. Same component will call many times. Then user details will come again and again. Now next work we have to do, we need to make it dynamic. So props, everything is printing. Oh, white page become little disturbance. Something like this, jumping up down. Why is that? Section tab we have written in the user, and so this files are not going to close it. ID equal to container we can add. ID equal to container. ID equal to container. We have written something else. Class name. because in container text center is written. Okay, no problem. We have solution for this all. Now contents are loading. So let's arrange it also through CSS. You can arrange it. Container you have written. Write one more class here called data grid. Data grid. Add one more class called data grid. We can create a class called data grid. So hope for everyone page is loaded. And same component is coming many times. User details are coming many times because we have called many times. So it will come definitely many times. Next, we have to write the CSS for this data grid. Data grid, and I have created a class for my user. For my user and data grid, two class we have. We can write some CSS under the index.css file. Come there in the index.css file. Data grid. In data grid, you can write display grid. Then grid hyphen template hyphen columns. Grid template columns. Auto. Again auto. Again auto. Again auto. Like 4 times auto if you write, 4 column it will create. In one line, 4 user will come. In one line, 4 user will come. So under the data grid, whichever the block you have added, all will come in one line. Total 4 blocks will come in one line. Okay, so getting little disturbed because of this one. Call is a H1 tag, else exact 4 will fit in one line. No problem. Write the next CSS for my user. Dot my user. Okay, right inside background of my user, purple color or any color. After that, put some padding also, maybe 10 px. Then you can write little margin anyhow not required. It will fit equally. Divide into 3 blocks. Color you should keep as a white color. Written. How many are fitting in one line? 4. Background is something like this. We have not given any margin, so the gap is not coming. Write some margin also. Margin gives somewhere 20 pixel. So between each block, there will be a gap of 20 pixel. That is the benefit of CSS grid. You don't need to apply the width and all. How many columns you want, that many auto you can write. Right? And after that, background you apply, then padding apply, margin apply. Automatically after margin and padding, total number of blocks will get created. It is something like this now. The space is coming. This H3 is here because of that it's getting shift. So we can shift H3 outside, it will come proper. Check now, something like this. Here you can write a small box shadow, somewhere 5 pixel, not 5 pixel, 0 pixel, 0 pixel, 10 pixel, gray color. Okay, so little shadow got applied. Now shadow is not visible. You can do like this. From top, from left side, give 20 pixel, and from top also give 20 pixel. Then you will see shadow is getting applied. Getting applied shadow, something like this. Some HTML structure is required to change, then it will fit properly. So we'll go to the HTML part now. There we'll do some modification. Online, offline, anyhow, this will learn. Gets up. Again, Corona is coming back. We have to go home and close the door and sleep in house. Okay, now, okay. So next, after this, we'll go to, so look similar or something else. CSS wise. This is 3 block of CSS I have added, 2 block. I will share you in the chat. Okay, next we'll go to the HTML file, user.html, and section tag we have written. Inside the section tag we wrote H2, because of that it's getting conflict. Okay, H2 is also converting into block level. Cut from here this H2. Okay, cut from here the H2. Next, where you will apply the H2. Now page will look come properly, but from top there is no gap. Okay, from top you don't have gap anywhere. So H2 will apply. We'll do some changes here. Okay. Open one div here, div, and close that div little down. Close that division after your components. Okay. And for this division, you will write class name equal to data grid. Data grid. Okay, class name equal to data grid. Remove data grid from the parent element and put your H2 here, which was already before. H2 or anything, whichever you want. So now under the section, grid is not generating. Grid is generating under the division. Okay, grid is generating under the division. So this H2 and section will be the outer, whereas this division will be the parent, and inside multiple time the child will give call. Now heading also should come and number of block also should come. Okay, so we written name equal to data grid, right? Now it is how, see now, structure is coming properly. H1 is outside directly, so it's happened, as well as this all content got organized. This division, what you are calling details, is a static agent. We have to make it dynamic, okay, through property. So how to make that? First, to confirm your page look like this, clean and clear. H1 CSS applied, purple background is coming, and then 4 blocks are in one line. If you add number of blocks more, automatically, since it's based on grid, it will go to the new line. So shall we go ahead or wait some more time? CSS you have in your hand, it's available in your file. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead now. Look into the user details. How many value we required? Name, age, education, year, and grade. So we require 2, 3, 4, 5 fields we require. Okay. So come to this user component, and for every component, we need to send the 5 input. How to send it? Like this. Fname, we are creating a property. Inside that, we are passing the value Alex. Next, after that, what else we have? Age, education. Age equal to 30. Edu equal to BCA. Then after that, name is edu, then year and grade. Year, I'll write G directly. G equal to A. Okay, so now you can see the component you are creating in that. Fname becomes a property. Age become another property. When I move my mouse here, you can see, right? What it says? FNAME as a property. When I move the mouse here, age is called age as a property. Then edu property, year as a property, grade G as a property, right? So these all are called as a property. How you write here called class name. So class name, when I move the mouse here, that is also called as a property. But what type of property? Predefined JSX property. What we are writing here, FNAME, it is also property but user defined. Okay. So we require the user defined property here since we wanted to send the data from one component to other component. Okay. So for that we require the properties. So we pass the data now from here to there. Now let's copy the same value and paste for all four. And we require to do some changes. Alex, Mohit, Raj, yes. 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, 35 years. BCA, MCA, CA, BA, something added. Name, age, right, education, 11, 12, 15, 10. A, B, C, and A. I'll add again. Okay, so you will find you are passing the different value here for the same property component wise. Next, after this, your output should remain same still because we have not done changes under the component, the child component. Parent component is passing the data, child component has not received it. Let me share you this all data also. Okay, next after this, come to the child component that is called user details. This all the values will be passed here. You have to receive inside the function as a normal function parameter. We can give a name called props It can be any name. It is not necessary only props. We can give any name. Now from there, what you are passing? You are passing props dot name, props dot age, F name, F name, age, then props dot video, props dot here, props dot G. Printing different value for all. So you are able to pass the data from one component to other component using the property called props. Properties. It like is a function, argument, and parameter. Then we can come to the next CSS file. One line of CSS we need to modify. This text are coming in the center. It should be in the left side. These texts are in the center. If it is left, then it will look more better. Where you have written this class called my user, there you can write text align left in the CSS file. For my user class, you can write text align left. Text align left. Getting applied, text align left. But this data you are passing from one component to other component is a static data. You don't have dynamic data. Okay, if this data come from array, then how it will look? If this data come from array, then how it will look? Hope modification is ready. We need to come to the again file called user.js file. User.js file. This all data what you are passing is a fixed value. There will be chance that this data can come from the array also. Okay, this data may come from the array also. but will not print in this file. You will understand what is the one profit, one benefit you understood. Yes, we have written a user details component one time and we are calling many times, and that also dynamic. Okay, based on inputs giving the output. Next level will be, can the data come from the array and go to this component and component can print it? That way possible or not? So for that purpose, we will go to some other component. We have one component called customer. Same component will call under the customer and implement and see. So there will come to know, okay, props based, if you are creating the component, then whoever have any requirement of such kind of functionality, that component can call you. Okay, and they can pass the parameter, they can reuse. Okay, so we'll go to the next component that is called, so you copy this line, import details from user details. Okay, and come to the component called customer. Somewhere we have customer, import in that in the beginning. Import details from user details. Next, after this, come down, container, let it be. Here we will call the division, class name, migrate. Migrate or data grid? Data grid. Inside we will run the map function. Before that, H1 props map next, after this, we have to create a array. That array will have this type of data: name, age, education, year, and grade. So in the customer file, create one array. User list. We have a property called name. Name. After that, age. Then edu. After that, name is edu. Next after this, what else we have? Name is edu, then year and grade. Year and grade. Okay, add 3-4 times. Ajit 1, Ajit 2, Ajit 3, Ajit 4, Ajit 5, Ajit 6. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 11, 14, 12, 17, 19, 'and this array first. The data is ready. Next, we need to execute it. Come down, write the map function, user list dot map, user info, comma index, return that details component. Return that details component. Now, what it will return? Same component will call many times, but input data. Now we have to pass inside. Check now till here your component is loading. Details component will call again and again with empty data. Will not display anything, but it will call again and again same component. Coming. Correct one.
Another box.
Hmm?
6 box.
No, 6 for this is which component? You are in the page 5, right? For the customer. Pixel coming. Okay, so empty component are coming. User details is coming as empty like this. Now we need to add the remaining values. So first you pass here a key property that is not made by us, predefined key where you will pass as a index. So every component will become as a unique call. Whenever you are calling the division from there, it will become as a unique division. Next, after that, pass the property called fname equal to user info dot name and user info dot name. Next, the property will be age equal to user info dot age. Next, the property edu. Edu is a property of your component also, child component, and the array also the object name is called edu only. So edu equal to user info dot edu. That is this one. Next component you call that is called year. Next property called year equal to user info dot year. User info dot year. Next is called G. There we have received G or grade. G in the details. We have received called G. So we can write here G equal to user info dot grade. Grade. Then the same component will keep calling n number of times, but the value will be different based on array, how many elements you have inside the array. Come in. Something like this. So we have written here one place we used, and the same component we use another place also. That is called component reusability. After looking into the React definition, This is like React provide the component reusability. What is the reusability? We created one time, and in one component also we are calling the same, and in another component also we are calling the same. Just we pass the input, output will get ready. You don't have to write again and again. Okay. So working for how many people? Should look like this. To do this much through JavaScript, how much code we need to write? And 100 types of error will also come. Working. Okay, cool. So today we'll leave here because I think I will be getting the fever in some hour, some time. I need to take some tablet. Some cold is affected since yesterday, day before yesterday. So manage somehow, but now look like unable to manage. So we'll see you on when, not tomorrow. Monday we'll see you. I'll send you some homework, you can try it. Okay. I'll send some design with some kind of data format. Okay. You need to keep in the JSON and then try it. Now what you are doing is you are playing with the only array of object. Assume like education will be 10th, 12th, MCA, right? Then from one component to second component, how will pass? Okay. You have printed this one service. Assume you need to print through the service, then how it will happen? Category is software, but inside the data is 5 types, right? So what to do for that? Yeah. Some kind of data I'll send you. You can try it. Again, we'll sit on next Monday. Okay. All videos are uploaded till yesterday. This also I'll upload today by 10:30, 11 o'clock.